Hi everyone, it is Mariah Rossell. I hope you're having a great day. So, for those of you in the Burning Man community, you obviously know that we have a very special and unique culture. And part of having a unique culture comes with it the need for acculturation. So, for instance, my first time to Peru, my first couple times, I was really confused. I always thought people were flirting with me because the first question they asked was, "Are you married?" And then I realized after a while that it was just Peruvian culture, that was a normal question. And so the question now comes is like, how do we acculturate people to our Burning Man culture? And especially when we consider that depending on the burn that we're talking about a third to a half of participants are new. They've never been to a burn before. And hopefully people have come with friends, but a lot of times they don't. And so we have to acculturate them. And there's a difference between being very harsh on boundaries and taking the opportunity to playfully choose to acculturate people and help them learn our culture so that they, one, want to play with us, and two, they actually listen to what is going on and how we as our culture work and how we operate. And so somebody this weekend told me a lovely story. So they had walked up, they were at a burn, and they had walked up on a situation where a couple of men were spanking a woman. Consensually, they were laughing, they were having fun, and then a stranger walked up. And the stranger went and tried to spank the woman, and one of the men stopped the stranger and said, "Well, but you have to ask first." And so the stranger actually turned to the man and tried to ask. He's like, no, don't ask me. It's not my body. Ask her. And the stranger asked the woman, and the woman said yes. And they continued on with their play situation. And in this situation, this was how this situation was resolved, was through play. It was just as easy as anyone in that situation could have said, "Oh, hey dude, what are you doing? You're not being consensual, you're not being respectful." But instead in this situation, they turned it into play of, "Oh, well, this is how we operate, and make sure you operate under the rules and the way that our culture works, and now you can play too." And obviously, had the woman not wanted that person to participate, she would have certainly been welcome to say, "No, I don't want you to participate in that way." But one of the things that I find is we don't give people the benefit of the doubt, particularly when they're coming into our new culture and saying, "I don't know what's going on, and I'm going to behave the way I'm going to behave, but I don't know what's appropriate." And so we then say, "Oh, well, all of these people are crossing boundaries and they're not participating in the way we want them to participate. They're not being acculturated. They're not listening to the 10 principles." But if we can take the step back and say, okay, people don't necessarily know what the 10 principles are. They don't know what our culture is, and especially they see things. I've had this situation. People see, "Oh, well, this is how I'm behaving with my friends. And this is how we look at new cultures." We say, "Oh, well, that's what people do. That must be how it's acceptable." But the thing is, they don't understand that there might be 5, 10, 15 years of history that created that consent. And that a new person walking in doesn't have the same consent as the friends that have known each other for 15 years. And so if we automatically say, "Hey dude, what are you doing?" and push them away, they never learn. But if we can playfully say, "Hey, this is how we operate, and this is the level in which we play, and how can we create this?" Now we create this open community where people can participate, where people do feel included, and we still operate within consent. We still operate within whatever cultural norms that we've chosen. But we really want to do this in a way where we feel like we're inviting people. And also by doing this, we create a way that in the brain people can hear it. Because if we start to shun people, we start to shame them, we start to say, "Oh my gosh, you're doing it wrong," depending on how it's being said, then we actually operate in certain parts of the brain where they're not able to hear what we're saying, and they shut down and they're not going to listen. And so the way in which we play and communicate this is how we are able to create or acculturate new people into our community. And that is so important, to be able to do it in a way that they can hear and they can participate and they want to play, rather than in a way where they're shut down and we hit their ego and all of those things, and then nobody wants to listen to those things, and so they don't actually get acculturated. And so I just encourage you to play around with this as you encounter new people at Burns. Is how do you playfully acculturate them rather than shutting them down, so that way we can continue with our culture and create something that is new, because that's really what burning culture is we are creating new culture, and we really want people to play with us on those levels. So thank you for tuning in today, and have a great day. Have a good day. Bye.